So I'm Michael. I'm the CEO of Synaptec Health, and I'm an emergency medicine doctor. When I was in residency, I very distinctly remember one night that I had this realization that I was spending an exorbitant amount of time at the computer as opposed to actually with the patients, and we're just pounding away on the keyboard and thinking there's got to be a better way to do this. So I went into looking into how the information gets, where it's stored, the processing, the whole administrative back-end office, and found about the medical coding and realized that this is the back-end administrative side of medicine needs a lot of improvement. I mean, we're talking about like 1990s technology at best. And today, medical coding, which is you take the physician note, it is translated by humans, they read through it, assign a series of alphanumeric codes, and then that goes to the insurance company, and then that's how the doctors get paid for their visit. So what we do is we have used a combination of NLP, machine learning models, to take the physician note, right, the time it's signed, translate it into those codes, and get that submitted to the insurance company. So in the medical space, I think the most interesting trend is actually the move towards the technology actually like physical technology starting to integrate with organic human tissue, and that movement is going to be that's going to be a big deal. We are either going to go in terms of the cyborg of becoming the machine, or the machine develops on its own. I'd like to be in the camp of the going with it and integrating. So I think that's pretty exciting space. Don't start selling a new technology to emergency departments at the beginning of a global pandemic. That would be my first bit of advice.
We launched our company publicly February 2020, and it
good.
Was everybody was very interested.
And we specifically do emergency medicine coding, by the way.
Yeah, so for emergency departments, but it's like, we can't talk to you right now. We have a pandemic to figure out. But I think my perspective is that we're still pretty early in our journey as a company, so I don't think we have kind of full visibility into all the decisions, but in general, just making decisions as fast as possible and just trying to fail quickly. You hear that a lot, but I think that's something that will get you to the right place faster if you can just have quick decision making.
Persistence and Wellbutrin would be probably,
I think the other thing too is that we did have a couple pilot customers during that time. So we did take advantage of that time where kind of the new customer pipeline was a little bit on hold because of the pandemic, to just continue to build out and stabilize the foundation of our product. So we really took advantage of working on a lot of the operational things in healthcare, getting the data from the EHRs into the system and kind of building that up in a more robust way. So that's probably the biggest benefit, is to have a little bit more time on the product side.
So, well, I mean, being able to depend on them, obviously for, your round that you're currently in, but also helping you get to that next round. At the end of the day, that's really the most important thing, making sure that you can keep this ship running. But more so than that, really helping you to get to that next stage, and by having introductions to the right people. And in terms of the VCs, there's a VC that can write you a check, but then there's a VC that actually can offer some value beyond that, and that's really the goal of what you're trying to find. And it's tough because every single VC website out there always says they're founder focused, which is just great, sure, okay. But to find one that actually does do that, that's the trick. And and for us in particular, medicine is a very niche community, and so to be able to break into that, to have connections there, that's huge. And so if we can find VCs that have connections in the healthcare space, that tremendously helps also. Yeah.
The other thing I would add is that VCs carry reputations with them. And so this is something I didn't fully appreciate, but VCs like to work with VCs that they've worked with in the past. And you as a founder should try to get as much context about your VC's reputation as possible, because that's going to impact your future rounds, because other investors are more willing to pick up the phone with VCs that they've done deals with in the past or they like to work with. And so that's kind of another layer of like their reputation rubs off on you. I think it depends on what you need as a company as well. Yeah. So one of the things that we've been very fortunate with is Michael being a doctor, that network. But as we look to continue to build out our board, like having people that have that healthcare industry stature and experience, people that can also fill in gaps that you may have in the company, whether it's a sales expert or a policy expert or kind of whatever you need. I think that in addition to the table stakes of helping to manage a company from like a fiduciary perspective, looking at where you could use the help, and then that skill set is are there good candidates for being on the board.